Anyway, this is Heather, and she has...
We all probably
Yes, do your... I'm so sorry.
Just so you guys know, though, Deanne told us to stop wearing Carly's on Instagram and wear other stuff so people keep buying our other wonderful things. So, I just want to make sure to Deanne and pass that on.
Here is Heather, and she has a question.
And Katie, I'm on your team, so I'm on your downline. I invested a lot more than the original, and so I had probably close to 10,000 in inventory when I did my launch party, and it was quite an ordeal getting all that product over to my mom's house to do it. So when you have a large amount of inventory, do you kind of filter down the styles you take to parties, or do you take all of it, or what do you do?
Oh yeah, you guys don't probably know who I am. I do have some of my team members here, but my name is Tori Macy's. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the love. I've been a fashion consultant for almost 3 years, and I recently hit mentor. So when I started out, we only had maxi skirts, and we got 112 maxi skirts when you started. And my inventory has exploded over the last almost 3 years. And prior to me having surgery in December, I had about 2,500 pieces, and I have at the time, had a Toyota Avalon. And anybody that would come to my pop-ups or that I would go to, they would say, how in the world did you fit all this stuff in there? And I'm like, well, come watch. And you literally could not move in there. But there was a point in time when I had to tell my hostesses, you get to pick 5 items that I have, or you have to come host at my house. And I'm sorry, stylists. And guess what would happen? They would want to have it at my house because they want all the inventory. They do not want you to skimp on what you have. And so always offer that to your hostess if you're allowed to do that, because I know there's some people that have housing where they're not allowed to do that, or maybe you live in an apartment complex where it might not be feasible for you to do that. But if you're able to, offer that to your hostesses and incentivize them. I always give my hostesses even more hostess rewards if they choose to host their party at my house. And if not, just limit it to whatever amount that you feel like can fit in your vehicle, and they're going to be happy with whatever you give them.
All right, we got another question over here. Okay, so I just ran into this for the first time. I had a pop-up at my house, and a customer, I didn't realize it, but got makeup all over the front of a shirt. Is it rude to ask people to please be careful, or what can you do with the damaged pieces? I mean, it's a lot of makeup all over the front of the shirt.
Yeah, so I get asked this a lot by my team, and my answer is probably not the most popular one, but I usually say you just eat it. It's just a bummer of having a clothing company, and sometimes pieces get damaged. When it's makeup, usually, if it can be wiped off with a paper towel, I have a lot of good success just taking a paper towel to it. That doesn't leave any residue or cause a problem. Most of our fabrics can actually wipe off makeup pretty well. If it's permanently on there, I just kind of make a note of it, like a mental note, and then when that piece comes up for sale, someone's looking at it, they maybe want to buy it, I just let them know, like, hey, there's a little bit of makeup here, all you have to do is wash it. But if they give me a hard time, I'm perfectly happy in person to say it's 10% off because of the makeup and you have to wash it. But it's the same, I mean, I was shopping at Nordstrom the other day and I saw that there was a bunch of blush on the side of a white jacket that I was looking at. And so it happens. The reason why I paused so long before answering your question was I have a return customer who doesn't wear deodorant. Proudly doesn't wear deodorant. She's very happy that she doesn't wear deodorant. And she said because she stopped wearing deodorant, she stopped smelling. She just stopped smelling herself. So I've had to ask her before she shops with me, I asked her to wipe down her armpits with baby wipes. And she goes, but I don't smell. And I'm like, yeah, you do. If you notice that somebody's trying on clothes with a lot of makeup on, I'd absolutely say it up front. If you wanted to make it a regular part of what you say before people try on clothes, do that. You know, just be careful when you put it over your head that you don't get makeup on it, because these are my only clothes and I have to resell them. I think there's nothing rude about asking for it up front. I mean, I asked the girl to actually to baby wipe her armpits, so you can for sure ask that. That's the best.
One thing I have done at home pop-ups is there's a lot of people who like to burn candles or Scentsy things or Scentsy products in their bathroom and throughout the house. I tell people they cannot have that unless it's in the kitchen far, far away. They cannot have those in the bathroom because I've had multiple times where people have, as they're taking on and off the clothing, knock the warmer, if it's the wall warmer, and get wax all over the clothing. So I always tell my hostesses you cannot have candle warmers in the bathroom, and I like to keep them far, far away from any areas where the clothing would be.
All right. Are we good? Okay, so I am back here, all the way in the back corner. Hi. With Casey. And Casey has a question. And then I'm going to go towards the front.
Hi. Okay, so in my inventory, or in our inventory, or your inventory, what do you keep for yourself? Like, I know we all want to wear, like, you know, you want to.
I already had it to fit. Oh.
But what do you suggest? How many pieces to keep, or just sit, you know what I mean?
I typically
to wear for
will keep.
yourself.
Oh, sorry. I typically will keep brandies and marks for myself.
That's awesome.
Patrick's a little bit too big. I do keep Carly's for my wife Danielle. So, but probably once every 4 shipments, we'll probably keep 1 or 2 things out of it. So that's for us personally.
I may or may not have way too many Carlys, and I'm glad, I don't know if my husband's in here or not. He's probably outside. I probably have like 30 Carlys that, just saying. And like, I think I have choice in every single color, but I hide them in my closet.
I've had customers that have wanted to buy my current clothes off of my back at the pop-ups too. At the mall, it doesn't have the tag, it's been worn, and you just never know. But if you like it, and you're gonna feel good in it, because you're gonna wear LuLaRoe every day, right? Yes, every day, you keep it.
There was a challenge though between Danielle and I of who had more leggings, and I think I won. So.
I keep it all.
All right, we got another question right over here.
I keep it all. No, actually, okay, so the really bad news is I found my ultimate unicorn, and I didn't know it was my unicorn, so I posted a sneak peek in my VIP page, and then I opened it, and you guys, I actually heard angels singing. And so I put it on, and I was like, do I delete the sneak peek and decide if, like, it never happened, or do I just wear it and say it was a sneak peek of my outfit? So that's what I did.
All right, so I'm gonna be the voice of reason. Sorry, boo-hoo. Just kidding. So when I started, I had a rule that I kept 1 item for every 20 items sold. And that was really helpful to me. And most of the time, I actually skipped because I really wanted to sell it. Like, I wanted to see it. The other thing that I do that helps scratch the itch of keeping all the stuff is I take an Instagram picture in it so I can commemorate, like, I get a memory of that awesome outfit. And I'm like, it's mine forever in that picture. And then I hang it up and I take the money. So, it's true. And then I pull the best stuff that's why I go to all the events, because then it's an excuse for me to keep exactly what I want, so.
I tell my team that you have to invest in your inventory and invest in your own wardrobe, because you are your own walking advertisement. So I encourage them to keep at least 1 item for every 33 pieces that they sell, because I hope that they're ordering 33 pieces each time. That way they keep having a fresh wardrobe. But that Instagram idea, I'm gonna start doing that with more stuff, because I definitely sometimes I just want the photo of me in the crazy floral dress, but I don't need to own it, and then I can sell the best pieces and still have a photo in it. I like that.
That was amazing, Michelle, like that. Mind blown. I am not the person to ask. I'm just gonna be real. Some of the girls asked me at lunch today, they're like, Tori, how many pieces do you have? I'm like, 300. And I have no shame in that because I proudly wear LuLaRoe. I'll post on my VIP page and I challenge my customers to post what they have of their own LuLaRoe collection, and it gets people really excited and they start a conversation and they're like, oh, those are my unicorn leggings or my unicorn Amelia. Can I buy it off you? I'm like, no, girl. You did that. You really shouldn't. But I do agree, you need to be a businesswoman. When I first started out, my husband did not let me keep anything. I kept the 5 skirts that I had earned at a party as a hostess, and that was it. He said, Tori, this is a business, and you're gonna run your business as a business. Until my business became lucrative, that's when he let me to be a little bit more lax. And now he has to tell me, really, Tori, you really need that? And I'm like, you clearly don't understand. I do really need this. So I totally agree with the leaders that you definitely need to be reinvesting in your business. Don't take all the things when you're first starting out, but once you start to make that money, girl, keep it all.
All right, we got a question right down here.
Hi, so I onboarded in June, and I have 2 people that are interested in joining my team. The conversation that we've been having, though, always stops at how much the investment is. And I know that we've talked a lot about, well, starting a business can usually be a lot more expensive, and those conversations don't get very far because they're still like, well, I still don't have the money, so I can't do it. So I'm kind of stuck with that conversation. Where should I go from there?
So one of the things that I learned about sharing the opportunity is I have business plan numbers in my head, and I can rattle them off. So if you want to make $51,000 a year, you need to do 3 parties a week, 25 pieces per party, $17 average profit. That's before expenses and taxes. If you do that 40 weeks per year, it's $51,000. I lead with that. And then that's a pretty cheap business to buy, right? And so if you can talk about the opportunity, like what are your goals first? Like what would your goals be? And then have them give you a number that they have to replace, and you know those numbers off the top of your head, and you speak realistically into those numbers and back into it, then the investment is like, okay, well that's a lot, but, and then they really hear the opportunity to make the income that they need to make this work. Thank you. All right, so someone keep me honest on them, because I'm like on my head. 3 parties a week, you have to do an average of 25 pieces per party, $17 profit, it's $1,125 in profit per week. It's if you do that 40 weeks per year, and I always tell people, I'm doing this to get time back. I am buying time back for my family. So I'm going to vacation, I'm going to go to leadership, I'm going to go to convention, I'm going to do all the things. So if you do it 40 weeks per year, it should be $51,000 per year. Shoot, I got it right. Woo!
Like, I have a real question, but as I was listening to all of you and you saying, oh, I have girls on my team, it kind of brought up a mini question, if I could start with that. So my sponsor, amazing, she really helps me, but she has this insanely crazy little husband that, like, is amazing. And so she really has, there's really 2 of her. And so I feel like when I go to her with questions, our businesses and the way we look at things is very different, because she's like, oh, I'll do this and you'll do this. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no him here. It's just me. So I recently learned who all of my uplines were, but I mean, can I just contact them? I just feel like I'm like a number, and I'm just gonna, like, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know who you are.
You are not a number. I'll give you mine though. You can call me later.
I for all of mine were. Okay, so but my real question is, I'm kind of tired of doing the same giveaways every time, or incentives for pop-ups, and I've tried some, and I feel like the new ones that I'm trying are just really costing me money. Like the last one I did was try on, for every item you try on up to 5 items, you get $1 off per item, and then people were coming up with leggings, and they also won a raffle, and their leggings were costing me money in the end. So, like, how do you limit your giveaways, and what are some other ideas that you've all done?
As far as online or in-home or in-home?
When I do in-home, I like the idea of you try things on, you get a discount, but I don't give it for everything. I am very, very generous though. Deanne taught me from the very beginning, be generous. And there were some consultants in the very beginning that weren't. And Deanne always says 1 item free for every 10 that sells to your hostess. And there were consultants that were like, oh, you can top it out at 3 pieces. Even though you sold 70 pieces, you only get 3. I never did that. My feeling is, if they're gonna try out all the pieces, give them the discount. Because if they try something on, they're going to see something that they, but you can, one thing that I've said is it has to be different styles. So it's not always, you're not going to try on 5 leggings and get $5 off. You try on leggings, you get $1 off. If you try on leggings and then an Irma, does that make sense? But the other thing that I do is, and I think you guys are all the same way, I don't just say, okay, you buy, if you sell 10 leggings to the hostess, you get 1 pair of leggings free. If she sells 10 leggings and she wants an Amelia or that Sarah or the Carly, guess what? She's getting it. Because I want her out there wearing it, feeling good, telling people about it, because the more she loves it, the more her friends are gonna see it and they're gonna come back to me. So I am extremely generous. One of my favorite parties, Hostess Reward Days, I have to tell you this, is there was one time when I had a hostess, she had 6 daughters. And the party was great. They ended up with about 7 free items. So she brings me this huge stack of clothing that her 6 daughters have gone through and chosen. And I started pulling out the most expensive items. I pulled out all the Amelias and the Sarahs. And I said, okay, you get all of these free. And then I totaled it up and I told her, okay, your free hostess rewards was like, it was like $325. I'm gonna give you this all for free. Now I need you guys to choose which other ones you want. I didn't realize her husband was listening. And he's like, wait a second, what did you just do? And I'm like, I just gave your wife the option to buy more stuff. He says, no, what did you just tell her? And I said, well, she worked really hard and I just gave her $325 worth of items free. And she and her daughters were over in the corner trying to figure out which ones they were gonna buy. And he says, okay, we get all the rest. I said, what? And he says, you just gave my wife and daughters $300 worth of product free. I don't care the pile that they have, you can ring it up. It was like 25 more items. I'm like, okay, we'll give you 3 more free items. And I mean, the sell that I got because I was so generous was amazing. So always be generous. But when you go back to customers, be generous also. If they're gonna try on 5 different styles, give them $5 off.
A quick one over here from Deanna.
I had a couple pair of leggings that a couple ladies tried on, and then I used one of the pair of leggings as a giveaway. When the girl got them, apparently there was a very bad stink that I did not realize. And how do you deal with that? Like,
people try on items.
I mean, in the long run, like if you're having people try on stuff and the people do have body odor and somebody finds it later, you just like exchange it or?
Yeah, definitely exchange it and apologize. And usually, if something happens, it's we've sent something out that wasn't what was expected to be received and everything. We'll give them a free item, or we'll give them $10 off and the next time we replace it. So.
Would it be recommended to have like just 1 pair of tall and curvy, 1 pair of one size, or just try on, so that situation doesn't happen?
No. So the question was, would it be beneficial to have just 1 pair of like one size and 1 pair of tall and curvy for everyone to try on? We let them try on whatever styles and prints that they want to try on, because it's going to look different on. So it's just a situation where you have to apologize, and a lot of people are accommodating when they apologize. So.
Here, I'll hop over here, and I think this will be our last one.
Okay, last question.
Last question. And I'm sure these guys are all so kind, and they are happy to serve at any time. So if you ask them a question or you email them, I mean, they're not going to say no and like not answer you. So if you have an outstanding question, ask them later.
Hi, I participated in the activity earlier and I made my list of 50 people. I'm a new consultant and everyone on my list has never heard of LuLaRoe. What do I say to someone to have them book a pop-up with me when they've never even heard the word before?
I think it was a Phil or maybe Becky Pruitt's husband. I can't remember his name. Anyways, he was telling me that whenever you ask someone to book a party, especially if they don't know what LuLaRoe is, always kind of ask them like it's a sandwich form. So like the very first thing you're gonna say is you're gonna say, do you think you could do me this favor? I'm just starting my business. I need your help. I need new clientele. I wanna get this brand out there. And then tell them what the meat. Tell them there's no presentation. You take home what you see. There's no catalog. It's super fun. It's open house. There's no pressure. And then end it again with, do you think you could do that for me? People love to help out other people. It's in our nature. You always want to help someone do something. If you just ask them, then they feel like it's expected and they're going to back away. But if they know that you need their help, they're more likely to do it. And make sure and hit all the key points that make LuLaRoe separate from everything else.
That's it. We gotta get you guys out of here today. Oh, somebody, if this is your day planner, come up and get it from us. This is the last lost and found. I still have someone's check. So if you're missing your check or you're missing your day planner, come and get it. Thank you guys so much for investing in your businesses today. I want to leave you with one quick challenge before you stand up. We're going to give you the Kenny Brady Challenge, which is to go out today and to be day makers for 3 different people. Go be a day maker for someone in your family, go be a day maker for someone in your social network, and go be a day maker for a complete stranger. Have a great day.